Prosecutors here in Germany say that they've foiled a plot to kill soldiers in the southern state of Bavaria. They've detained a 27-year-old man accused of planning an Islamist attack. The suspect allegedly intended to use a machete to carry out the attack against members of the German military. Well, for more on this story, I'm joined now by our political correspondent, Hans Brandt. Hans, what more can you tell us?
Well, this 27-year-old person that was arrested, a Syrian man apparently, came to Germany in around 2016 as a refugee, and he has refugee status here in Germany. He was arrested after having bought 2 machetes, and there were some indications from people that know him that he was planning to attack soldiers in this town of Hof in Bavaria, which has a German army base on the outskirts of town. And so this information only reached the authorities on Wednesday, and he was arrested on Thursday. They acted very quickly. That's pretty much all we know. There is a speculation that there's an Islamist background to this that hasn't been totally confirmed yet. The prosecutor has said that he does not have a criminal record, so he's not known to the police on that score. There are other reports, however, that he's been involved in some sort of drug situation. All of that is still very much open, but the authorities based their investigation on the assumption that he was planning an Islamist attack on German soldiers in this town of Hof in Bavaria.
Hans, you will know this, our viewers will know this. It seems like every few weeks we are hearing about terror attacks or foiled attacks here in Germany. What's going on?
Yes, indeed. We've had an attack in the town of Solingen where an Islamist, presumed Islamist attacker, also a Syrian, used knives to kill 3 people and several others were injured. There was an attack on an Israeli consulate in Munich quite recently. There were several other attacks or foiled attacks. So I think the perception is correct. There have been a lot of incidents that have happened. I think there are 2 things that that cause this. One is simply that there are more, and especially younger people, according to experts, who are being radicalized, who are especially finding Islamist ideology in social media and are somehow motivated actually to take action. The other aspect is that the authorities are much quicker to actually act at the moment because of a very intense discussion on migration, on irregular migration into Germany, and the perception that many of these attackers actually enter Germany more or less illegally and should not be here. So it's partly because the authorities want to be seen to be acting, and partly because there seems to be an actual increase in the number of perpetrators. Yeah,
and Hans, these political parties on the right, are they using these attacks for political gain, and are they being successful at that?
Yes, indeed, they are, especially the ultra-right Alternative for Germany, an extremist right-wing party here, has been making significant gains in regional elections in recent weeks, has become the strongest party in 2 federal states in the eastern part of Germany. That's partly what's been driving this really intense and heated debate in Germany at the moment. Amongst other things, the government has been having discussions in Parliament this week about stricter weapons laws, especially restricting the use of knives or the carrying of knives in public spaces. So yes, indeed, it's part of a very intense political discussion here against a background of gains made by extremist right-wing parties in the polls and in actual elections.
DW political correspondent Hans Brandt with the latest tonight. Hans, as always, thank you.